The clearing. The bullshit was gone. The brainwashing, the drama, they simply ceased to be believable. The stories she had been telling herself about her life turned out to be nothing more than a collection of distortions, the result of elaborate editing and filtering mechanisms. She had never made up events and feelings outright, but rather the chronologies and the gestalt of these things had been embellished, recolored, refocused, and highlighted. It turned out, however, that life was just not that serious. The tales of abuse and oppression, the legacy of victimization and injustice just sort of peeled off of her forehead. The need to strike back, the desire to explain every detail of the crimes vanished into the thick whiteness of clarity. It was all done without force, forethought, or pretension. There was now open room in her thoughts, blank rooms with no thought at all in them, fresh space to work in, brisk, cool air to breathe. It was a holy neutrality, a sacred indifference. There was now no need to lie. The events of her life were now, and had always been, themselves only. In reality, life was and is roughly a fair proposition. Though often somewhat petty, it was mostly generous and flexible. She had gotten and would get what she asked for, if and when she ever got around to simply asking for it. And sometimes life was so kind as to read her mind and give her what she wanted anyhow. The only regret she had was the knowledge that soon her old conditioning would return, the old programs would replay themselves, and she would find herself believing the same old stories that she constantly heard being told and retold in her imagination. When would her mind begin to reconnect unrelated themes and non-similar incidents? When would she begin to believe life cared enough about her to single her out for persecution? Soon the conspiracy theories would return. But for this shining moment, this honored fragment of time, she was revealed as she was and is, a free and unique creature, a being truly incapable of being enslaved, a soul entirely at one with and unafraid of having never been born nor having ever died. Though the moment would pass and the experience was fleeting, there was no pretending it wasn't true. For the now she had was a now without end. She couldn't find this in a self-help book, nor was this published in the tabloids. It would never be televised. It was slippery and verbally incoherent. But none of these considerations would affect this ray of grace and human dignity. It was okay if she couldn't hold on to it. She knew it would return. And in this minute, the lid was torn off. The world flooded in and out. Was she somewhere in LA? Was she somewhere in New York? Could have been Puerto Rico. Here, there, wherever. She stopped clinging and grasping. This was both to love and to give. Her skull was transparent. As small household objects and toys drifted through, her notions and beliefs floated in and out. She had confronted the Milky Way, and it was only life-size. Just a sub-compartment of her big, very, very big heart. The bullshit was gone.